Hi, everybody. How are you doing? If you're new here, I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button and the bell down below to not miss a single one of our new lessons. And don't forget, if you like this lesson, please show us some support by hitting that like button. Also, take your fluency to the next level with our lessons. Lesson 12. The future tense. In Lesson 10 you had a large number of examples of the future tense, and I want to look at some of these now. In Book 1, Lesson 18, you were told that to make the future tense we use will with the infinitive of the verb, but with the first person we sometimes use will and sometimes shall. Yes, you say. But when do you use will and when do you use shall? The whole question of will and shall is a difficult one. Scottish and Irish and American speakers use I will or we will, where English speakers use I shall or we shall, and many English people tend to use will on almost every occasion. But I will give you in as simple a manner as possible the general principles. If we want to say that we are going to do something or that something is going to happen in the future, and if we want to express nothing beyond simple futurity, we say simple futurity. I shall, we shall, he, she, it will, you will, they will. Footnote: the second person singular thou wilt, thou shalt are never used in ordinary conversational English. They are, therefore, omitted here. Take this little child's poem. The north winds do blow, and we shall have snow. And what will the robin do? Then, poor thing, he'll sit in a barn to keep himself warm, and he'll hide his head under his wing, poor thing. Or take Andrew's or Lillian's sentence. I shall be 10 in May. I shall be 15 next year. Their sentences and the one in the poem, we shall have snow, are simply expressing something that will happen in the future. The snow will come, Andrew will be 10, and neither we nor he can do anything about it. We can't stop the snow from falling, Andrew can't change his age even if he wants to. But sometimes, in addition to the idea of futurity, there is some feeling in our mind as well. Very often you are making a promise, e.g., when Mrs. Priestley said, "We won't forget your birthday, Andrew." She is making Andrew a promise. Or when Andrew says, "I won't forget to say, many happy returns. I will say it as soon as I see her." He is promising his sister that he will remember. At other times the feeling may be willingness, you want to express that you are willing or that you want to do something, e.g., Andrew says, "I will lend you my penknife." When English people are being married, the clergyman says to the man, "Will you take this woman to be your wife?" And the man answers, "I will." Then the clergyman says to the woman, "Will you take this man to be your husband?" And she says, "I will." They are both willing to do that. Sometimes the feeling is determination. You want to express that you are determined to do something. Perhaps your radio won't work, so you have taken it to pieces, you have worked at it all evening, and still it won't work. But you have made up your mind that you are going to make it work, no matter how long it takes, and you say, "I will make this radio work, even if I have to stay up all night to do it. I won't let it beat me." That's determination. To express a promise, willingness or determination as well as futurity, we use I, we will, and not I, we shall. Remember, for the interrogative we use shall I, shall we, in all cases. Not will I, will we, shall I, or shall we, often has the meaning, do you want me to, or would you like me to, e.g., shall I open the window? Shall I get you a cup of tea? Shall we all go to the theater tonight? Shall we begin to work now? Let's begin now, shall we? There is just one other point, though it is not very important. You have had two forms of the first person singular and plural, viz. A. Simple futurity, B. Futurity with feeling. I shall, I will, we shall, we will. What about the forms for the other persons? Well, the be forms are not used very often, that's why I said that they were not very important. But you may meet them in your reading, so you may as well know them. Here they are side by side so that you can compare them. A. Simple futurity, B. Futurity with promised determination, willingness, command. I shall, I will, he, she, it will, he, she, it shall, we will, you shall, they will, they shall. And here are some examples showing the use of the be to forms with second and third persons. He shall do the work whether he wants to do it or not. Determination in the speaker's mind. If you work hard, you shall have a holiday on Saturday. Promise. You shall have the money as soon as I get it. Promise. You've damaged my bicycle, you shan't have it again. Determination in the speaker's mind. You shall do as I tell you. Order, command. Those people want to buy my house but they shan't have it. I won't sell it. Determination in the speaker's mind. Going to. By the way, you probably noticed in lesson 10 that other form of the future, going to. We are going to have a busy time after breakfast. Going to is often used to express an intention, i.e., what you intend to do, what you have in mind to do at some future time, e.g. Hobbes says he is going to equals intends to work hard someday, but not today. I am going to equals intend to write a letter to my uncle tomorrow afternoon. Lucille is going to buy a new car next week. This is the commonest and the easiest way of expressing the future. It saves all difficulty with shall and will, but you can't use going to for simple futurity. You can't say, I'm going to be 12 years old tomorrow. Or, today is the 19th of October, tomorrow is going to be the 20th. It can only be used for intention or strong probability. Let me explain what I mean by strong probability. Here are two examples. I think it is going to rain. That is, I think it is very probable that it will rain. I'm afraid our new house is going to cost a lot of money. Margaret, I think my birthday party is going to be a very good one. She thinks it is very probable that it will be a good party. Andrew, I think I am going to have a bad cold and then I shan't be able to go to the party. That last sentence shows the difference between intention and probability. Andrew isn't intending to have a cold. I should think he intends not to have a cold if he can help it. But there's a strong probability. Don't you think so from the picture? This train for simple futurity only. I shall, we shall, you won't, you will, he won't, I shall not, he will, she won't, they won't. This train for promise, command, determination, willingness. I will, we will, he shall, they shall, he shall not, they shall not, she shall not, they shan't, he shan't, she shan't, we won't, I won't, I will not. Exercises. Exercise 1. Without looking at your book, write out A. the forms for simple futurity, B. the forms for promise, determination, etc. Put shall or will in the blank spaces. 1. I be 14 years old next week. 2. We be late if we don't hurry. 3. He be 13 years old on Tuesday. 4. You be late if you don't hurry. 5. I open the door for you. 6. You come to our house for tea. 7. John come if you ask him. 8. We ask him to come. 9. I think we have rain this afternoon. 10. Your friends come and have a game. 11. He come here tomorrow. 12. We be very pleased to see him. 13. These books be useful to me. 14. I read them at once. 15. You soon learn the rules of English grammar from them. Exercise 2. Say or write down the simple future tense affirmative and interrogative of the verbs know, hear, write. Exercise 3. Turn the following sentences into the future tense. 1. We come to your class. 2. I speak English to my friends. 3. He speaks English to his friends. 4. They come to your class. 5. Mrs. Priestley plays the piano. 6. We have dinner at 7 o'clock. 7. Mr. Priestley brings a cup of tea in the morning. 8. I bring a cup of tea in the morning. 9. We have breakfast at 8 o'clock. 10. Mr. Priestley has breakfast at 8:15. 11. I visit Mr. Priestley at his house. 12. I went to Mr. Priestley's house. Remember to use the infinitive of the verb. 13. Susan brought in the coffee. 14. I spoke to Mr. Priestley in his study. 15. Mr. Priestley spoke to me in his study. 16. Susan drew the velvet curtains. 17. A red lampshade gave a warm color to the room. 18. Mr. Priestley took me to his study. 19. I thought about my work. 20. They thought about their work. Exercise 4. Make the following sentences interrogative. 1. He will come here tomorrow. 2. That book will be useful to him. 3. I shall have a lesson tomorrow. 4. Hob will be late again today. 5. We shall visit Mr. Priestley again next week. Exercise 5. Rewrite the following sentences replacing shall or will by going to. There is one sentence that can't be changed. Can you find which one it is? 1. My father will buy me a bicycle for my birthday. 2. Our house will be painted next week. 3. They will leave Beirut tomorrow. 4. We will grow apples in our garden. 5. If I see him again I shall recognize him. 6. How will you open the box? 7. Won't you have one of these cakes? 8. Won't Mary sing a song for us? 9. Will Lillian and Andrew play with us tomorrow? 10. Won't Lillian and Andrew play with us tomorrow? Exercise 6. Rewrite the following sentences in the future tense. Using shall or will. B. Using going to. Replace the present or past time expressions by a future time expression. Example. He did the work yesterday. A. He will do the work tomorrow. B. He's going to do the work tomorrow. 1. I wrote to him last week. 2. My Uncle Arthur gave me a bicycle for my birthday last month. 3. They sold their house last year. 4. Jan worked hard last term. 5. Did Jan work hard last term? 6. What time did you have dinner? 7. Margaret sang a song at the last concert. 8. They built a new school in 1952. 9. Didn't you go to see him yesterday? 10. Didn't Jan play football on Tuesday? Dear friends, thank you very much for your support, for watching and for liking. I wish you success in learning English. Subscribe to our channel, and good luck. One more thing. If you suddenly noticed an error in the text, please write about it in the comments below.